Hello guys, welcome back to another video, another episode and a brand new series because as you can see the car is painted. We have done the body, now we have to put the car together. Some of you have expressed the wish that I also make a series regarding the assembly, and we can do that. We're going to make it a little bit more short and sweet than the body work that was more detailed. So yeah, let's get cracking. We have a ton of work to do because every part that you pick up from this car is either rusty, needs repair, needs restoration or something like that. So yeah, there's no shortage of work. So yeah, let's get to work. Okay guys, so part of the assembly is also sound deadening. Now this can turn into some kind of a science because a lot of engineers and people are working in OEM manufacturers, of course, to give us a good sound deadening in the car, but in this case we're going to keep it pretty simple. Now I have visited a shop called Orange Audio here in Slovenia. They helped me choose the right materials and came up with some sort of a plan, because normally what you want to do is put a butyl product, then a little bit of foam, and then closed cell vinyl, but thickness adds up and we don't know the clearances and everything just now, so we're going to put this aside for a little bit because we're not building a Bentley. This doesn't have to be the quietest car anyway. So this is what we're going to come up with. Now this is the butyl products that I've been talking about. This is butyl rubber covered with aluminum foil. Now this one is black. You can also get it in silver. I think that silver one looks a little bit like a space shuttle or a refrigerator, so I went with that one, and in my case it was also cheaper. So this one is from Silent Code, but there's a lot of manufacturers that produce this. This is pretty standard. You just peel off the foil, stick it on, and then use a roller. I have one here, such as this one, and just roll the product to shape. Now you should be mindful that it's clear from contaminants, so it's going to stick to your surface, not to dust. Now this car has been painted, so it shouldn't be all that dirty. I'm just going to wipe the dust away, maybe use some anti-silicone cleaner. But the next step is sound insulation, where we're going to use STP product. This one, it's a foam. I think it's about 12 millimeters thick, and this should be sound insulation. This is sound deadening, so it should cancel vibrations, but this should provide quieter ride. I didn't buy a whole lot of these because I'm just going to do the front firewall and the wheel wells. I think the roof, the quarter panels, the floor and everything else will be done only in butyl. Not ideal, but I don't want to add a ton of weight, and I don't want to go into the whole scenario where I'm going to be working for a month on sound insulation, because it's not the objective. So yeah, we'll see. I'm going to start on the roof because this is where the section is most friendly to work with, and I'm going to see how my skills progress, and then we're going to move forward. So yeah, thanks to Orange Audio for helping me choose the products, and yeah, you have a ton of YouTube material regarding this. Just choose what path you want to go with. I'm going to go with let's say a more entry-level stuff. So yeah, let's get to work. Okay, so to quickly recap what we have been doing, I have been preparing parts to go on the Manta. We have axles here that are nearly finished, and we have some other bits that require attention. Now I have widened these openings for the top mounts because I want to accommodate them to this Youngtimer Service North ones that has the same material here that I have with the bushes. Now this isn't sponsored or anything, but I like their products, and it's a little bit tougher than standard ones, but they should have a pretty good lifetime, and I like the material. So yeah, this is going on all the rubbery joints. Okay, so talking about brakes, a couple of you asked what I have ended up with. This is my setup for now. This is 246mm brake rotor from Opel Record, 23mm thick, and we have the 48mm piston, dual piston setup from Opel. It was also mounted on E21s and a couple of Lotuses, so it's a fairly common caliper, but it is widened by 1 centimeter. You can get those kits. I think I bought mine at Krause Motorsport. So yeah, it's a little bit wider to accommodate the wider rotor because it's ventilated. So this should have a little bit more thermal capacity. The calipers are from ATE, and so are the pads and the rotors, because I never had any issues with them before. So this is here, and I think it was also original material for this car as well. This flange here was taken off, so it can pass the caliper, but we are going to have to run wheel spacers. I have tried to put different nuts and washers on to kind of test what thickness I need to avoid contact with the calipers, and looks like 10mm will suffice. So this is next stage to get. So yeah, this is regarding the brakes. Sadly, the Volvo 4-piston caliper brakes didn't fit underneath the ATS 13-inch wheels. They might fit under different ones, but so maybe go that route if you're going to run 14-inch wheels or 15-inch wheels. But yeah, I want to stick with the original look, but have a little bit more thermal capacity, so this should work now. Okay, so what I have also been preparing is this brake booster. It has a new sticker on, so it's a little bit nicer. It's repainted. Now I didn't take it apart because it is joined together and there's a membrane inside, and I didn't want to pull this off unless it would be absolutely necessary. So I have just disassembled the rear part, get the plate off, sand everything down. I have protected so it doesn't go inside, and paint it and clean it off everything. Now we don't have the main master cylinder on because it's at the shop that is making me custom gaskets, because I'm going to run a bigger master cylinder. Instead of 20.6mm, I'm going to run 22mm one. I think it's from Opel Record. It mounts right onto it, so it's the same one, but the top holes that hold the reservoir is a little bit bigger. Now, this is the original reservoir that is filthy. I tried cleaning it a bunch of times with different stuff. I even tried sanding it, but it doesn't work because the plastic is just, yeah, it is what it is, you know, you cannot do much with it. So I didn't find replacement ones for Opel Manta. I did manage to find one for Opel Kadett C. So that one in terms of volume is pretty close, and I ordered it from Autodoc. I think it was about 20 euros. So I ordered this, but the inlets are, I think these are 8.5 millimeters, but I need them 13 millimeters, something like that. So yeah, I just have special gaskets now being made, so it's going to accommodate the reservoir into the master cylinder so it can get on, and it's going to look a little bit more fresh, because this one is a little bit, yeah, it doesn't look all that nice. What I also have been working on is this. It's the steering shaft, steering column, whatever. So yeah, it's the outer part and it's the inner shaft. Now it was looking a little bit rusty and dirty, so I wanted to take it apart, but there's been a little bit of issues because the bush that is in here has disintegrated. So I have put on a replacement that is actually a bearing. It's also from Youngtimer Service North, where I got the bushes from, and I also changed the upper bearing. This is renewed. I still need to do a little bit of freshening up with the wirings, and I'm going to fit a different steering wheel, because this one is, yeah, it's a little bit old and dingy. It doesn't look very nice. It's not in good shape. So yeah, this is freshed up, so it's going to look nice when it's in the car, and it's also not going to rust any further. But the main thing is that it's tight now, because it used to wobble here quite a lot because of the disintegrated bush, and also the top bearing is now changed just because I don't want to do the whole disassembly once the car is back together. So it makes sense to change the bearing now, because it's all apart and you can clean it and everything, put new grease on, and it's basically a couple of euros extra, but I think it's worth your time. Okay, so one more thing that I am currently working on are these, I want to say, rods. This holds the headliner in, and I bought the fabric for the headliner, so we're going to make a template out of the old one and cut the new one, sew everything together, make pockets for these ones, and then it needs to go on the car. But because these ones were yeah, looking a little bit dirty, I'm cleaning them off now. The middle ones are already cleaned, but I need to clean them a little bit better and put fresh paint on. I have marked them because I'm not sure, because I think they're not the same length, and when I was taking it off I marked them in the order, so I encourage you to do the same. But yeah, this will come freshly painted on the car. So I have painted these ones black now, so they'll be ready for the liner. And this drive shaft I am painting with epoxy spray can. Now the reason I'm using spray can is because I might go on 5-speed gearbox then, which means this wall will have to be shortened and rebalanced. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep it on the car. That's why I'm not mixing two component paint, but I am using pretty good quality epoxy primer from spray can. Okay, so as you can see behind me, the car is back on the lift. We have taken off the trolley and now the assembly can begin. So yeah, the axle is already prepared, and this is it for this episode. See you in the next episode. Bye.